Hiya, kiddos. Happy day. Are you smiling? Are you listening? Are you ready for a story? I'm reading what is called commonly a classic. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. And this one is Eeyore, be happy. Oh, well, that's a big chore because Eeyore seems to not have a very good positive attitude ever. If Pooh had felt any happier, his stuffing would have popped out. That's the sort of day it was in the 100-acre woods. Fluffy white clouds were keeping the sun company, chirping birds were keeping the trees company, and Piglet was keeping Pooh company on the path to Pooh Sticks Bridge. A fine day for playing Pooh Sticks, Pooh said, bending over to pick up a small branch. A perfect day, Piglet agreed, finding a stick for himself. Holding their Pooh Sticks, the two friends hurried onto the Pooh Sticks Bridge. See the Pooh Sticks Bridge? Pooh and Piglet are just heading over the top of it. If you've never been a 100-acre wood and played Pooh Sticks, you probably don't know how to play the game. Pooh Sticks is easy. It was invented by, guess who? Pooh, who isn't a very complicated bear. When they played, Pooh and Piglet just dropped their sticks into the river. Then they ran over to the other side of the bridge. If Pooh's stick floated out first, then Pooh won. Well, that's simple. As they leaned over the side of the bridge, the two friends saw a familiar orange and black striped tail sticking out from under the bridge. "That's Tigger's tail," exclaimed Pooh. "Do you think he's lost his tail?" Piglet said in a worried voice. "No," said the tail. "Huh? The rest of me is here too." Look at her. They looked down, and Piglet was wondering if Tigger just lost his tail. I don't think so. Pooh and Piglet leaned over a bit more. Oh, are you leaning over, kiddos? Careful not to fall into the river, of course. There was Tigger, sitting on the river bank below. "Whatever are you doing there?" Pooh said. "Why, aren't you out having fun, bouncing?" Bouncing was what Tiggers liked to do best. "Eeyore, spoiled everything," Tigger answered. He said that weather like this is earthquake weather. He said that 100-acre wood would probably have an earthquake today. I'm staying under this bridge until it's over, and you better too." An earthquake? Oh no. Goodness. And Eeyore predicted it? Meanwhile, Christopher Robin was in the 100-acre wood, growing worried. He hadn't seen Pooh or Piglet all day, so he decided to start looking for him. First, he looked in Pooh's himple-lump trap. Sometimes Pooh or Piglet fell in the trap. They weren't there. Then Christopher Robin went to Rabbit's house. Pooh and Piglet often went there for lunch, wherever Rabbit invited them or not. But Rabbit said he hadn't seen either of them all day. See his trap? See what he's got in it? Honey. Who's he going to trap in that other than Pooh? Finally, Christopher Robin found them sitting under Pooh Sticks Bridge. They'd been sitting there for a long time when Pooh told him what Eeyore had said about the earthquakes. Earthquake? Christopher laughed. "Silly bear," he said. "There's no such thing as an earthquake weather." Eeyore was just gloomy again. I could have been bouncing all day," Tigger said grumpily. And Pooh and I could have played Pooh Sticks all day," Piglet said. "Bother," said Pooh. who had missed his lunch besides because of Eeyore. Oh, no. But Christopher Robin kind of, he just laughed at me. You silly bear. Pooh led the way to the gloomy place where Eeyore had lived. They found the little donkey nibbling on a patch of thistles near his gloomy little house. "You said there was going to be an earthquake, Eeyore," Tigger said, "and you spoiled our whole day." Eeyore could tell by the tone of his friend's voice that they were annoyed. "Why do you have to always be so gloomy about everything?" asked Piglet. "It's nicer to be happy and than gloomy," said Pooh. "Perhaps it is," Eeyore agreed, "but I don't know how to be happy. Nobody ever showed me." Oh, nobody ever showed him how to be happy? That's sad. Don't you think that's sad, kiddos? "It's easy to be happy," Tigger cried. "Just follow me." Tigger started bouncing off across Eeyore's gloomy place. Eeyore took a few practice bounces, then he bounced off behind Tigger. Finally, very happy, Tigger bounced higher and higher and higher. Tigger, "Look out!" Christopher shouted, but it was too late. Tigger and Eeyore bounced right into a big, swampy mud puddle. "I don't think bouncing makes me happy," said Eeyore, as everyone helped pull the bouncers from the puddle. "Then come with me," Pooh said. "I'll show you what makes me happy." See? Look at him in the mud. Oh, both Tigger and Eeyore. And Eeyore said it didn't make him happy. Pooh took Eeyore and the others to his house. "Being happy means having a cupboard full of pots of honey from the honey tree," Pooh said as he opened the cupboard. Christopher looked in one pot. "The pot's empty," he said. Tigger looked into another one. "So's this one." "Oh, bother," said Pooh. "I forgot. My honey pots are all empty. I'll just have to get some new ones." Pooh's friends went with him to the honey tree. Pooh explained how to get the honey from the honey tree. "It's simply a matter of climbing up and taking the honey from the bees," he told Eeyore. "Try it." He boosted Eeyore up the first branch. "Now just keep climbing until you see the place where the bees keep the honey," Pooh said. Eeyore looked scared. Christopher said to him, "Don't worry. If you slip, we'll catch you." What do you think, kiddos? There he goes up in that tree. There he goes. Eeyore kept climbing until he came to a hollowed out place in the tree trunk. He reached inside and felt for the honey. In a second, he was surrounded by angry bees. Of course, he was taking their honey. Eeyore threw himself back and came tumbling right out of the tree, right on top of Pooh. Then all picked themselves up and ran as fast as they could to Piglet's house because the bees swarmed after him step by step, buzzing angrily. As he ran, Eeyore cried, "I don't think taking honey from the honey tree makes me happy." But then it was Piglet's turn to show Eeyore how to be happy. See him running from the bees? That's why you never, never, never go up into a tree where you see bees. No. Luckily, the bees didn't follow him all the way to Piglet's house. Once there, Piglet said, "I feel happy when I'm painting my house. Eeyore, why don't you try it?" He went to the garage and got some paint. Eeyore had never climbed a ladder before. Piglet tried to hold the ladder to keep it from shaking, but Piglet was small, and the ladder was big, and Eeyore was shaky. Halfway up the ladder, Eeyore tripped on his own tail. Oh, goodness. See ya? He'd never been on a ladder before. Christopher and Tigger saw the ladder sway and tried to grab it, but Eeyore toppled over right on top of the spilled paint. I don't think house painting makes me happy, Eeyore said, dripping with paint. His friends helped him to his feet and tried to wipe him off. Thank you anyway, said Eeyore. Thank you all for showing me how to be happy. He slowly headed off towards the gloomy home place. Look at kiddos. Oh, he's all covered in paint. That evening, after a good bath, of course, Eeyore sat on front of his little house. He looked up at the star-sprinkled sky. He looked at the big round moon. Hurricane weather, he said to himself gloomily. One day was happiness enough. It was good to be gloomy again. Poor Eeyore. Yeah. Hey, kiddos, thank you for coming back to Grandpa Ken's. You're always welcome. I'm here 24/7. You guys have a great day. And remember, Grandpa Ken loves you to come back.